BTS, Feel Me Out, a song that many fans asked me to react to. It's a romantic ballad that talks about the pain of losing someone, the memories that always come back, and the desire to meet this person again. The group BTS, they just returned. The guys come back from the military and are active again. I hope you will recommend me new performances here that they will be doing now in this comeback, especially live ones, so we can analyze them here. When they do them, recommend them to me here, please. Let's watch here then this BTS performance of the song Film Out.
浮かび上がる君はあまりに鮮やかで
There's a lot of crying characteristic in this beginning, with those emotional jumps. These jumps of 50s, octaves, 90s are always painful.
でそこにいるかと手を伸ばすところでふっと消えてしまう
In this beginning, there was quite a contrast between Jimin and Yu-Kook, even though both voices are high-pitched with this metallic character. But Jimin here, even a bit younger, he brought this voice very much with this characteristic.
淡々と降り積もった記憶の中で君だけを拾い集めて
Jungkook's falsetto are very well done.
映して眺めながら込み上げる痛みで君を確かめている
V executed well this high melody up there. Jin is doing the lower phrase. If I'm not mistaken, there was another react that I did of that song where they were outside in a backyard. Jin also did low melodies. I noticed that and was surprised. And here he's also doing it. RM with his happy and quite a breathy voice, much lower compared to the other boys. So he goes into falsetto, returns uniform, dedicated as he always does, and he enters with a belting that, compared to Jungkook and Jimin, he is much fuller and encompasses both. Brings unit. He and Jungkook have this characteristic of being lead voices that bring the characteristic of the whole group in their voices. Suga did a very nasal rap. Really nasal. I think it was the most nasal voice I've ever heard on the channel. He nasalized it a lot. He does a small drive here, J-Hope at the end. Interesting to put V in this climax, where the violin instrumental coming behind, Him also doing this high line. He's managing to do it with delicacy here. I believe he's much younger. I don't know what year this recording was from. If it was when he was 20 or 19 years old, still in a part of voice change. So it might be a bit easier to hit the high notes. He also transitions to falsetto very easily. And I remember once there was a comment where the person said, "No, but V sings the high notes with too much strength, it looks ugly." A bass baritone can't sing high notes with extreme delicacy, especially if we consider the rest of the group, which is composed basically of light tenors. Any baritone here will contrast. The rappers maybe aren't properly low. I don't remember if RM was. I think Suga might be, but the voice will naturally come fuller if he goes in mixed voice or head voice, and there's no way to have proper delicacy. It's even possible, but you need an absurdly refined technique, which is very outside of pop. But it's not typical of a bass baritone. So naturally it will have strength, and as I said before, that's what gives beauty to the group, the variety of timbres. Because sometimes it's a simple melody, but you bring the richness of the sound through the combination. Jimin did very well here, all in head voice, very beautiful. He opened the R well, come out with quite some strange, more strange than the rest of the cadence he was rising. It was at the top of his head voice, didn't enter falsetto, was very well executed. There were many vibratos, here it's more complex to do, but he executed it very well. And Jin fit in very beautifully. Jin entered a line as well at the top of his head voice, transitioned to falsetto at the highest extreme, and come back but maintaining the same interpretative characteristic as Jimin. But evidently, Jin's voice comes more rounded compared to Jimin's. So it creates a contrast of extreme delicacy with a slightly more mature delicacy. Very interesting, very well thought out. I think in these higher notes that he hits, maybe he went into falsetto, I'm not sure. The melody Jimin is doing is the same one Jin did, and it's a sonic climax of the melody, extremely high-pitched. And it fits much better for Jin to do it than, for example, Yoonkook. Yoonkook would sound more aggressive if he executed it. It was well thought out to have Jin do this. Jungkook doing falsetto, also the highest extreme, always bringing this notion of pain, very high and very low notes. Although the entire range of the three is in a high harmonic field, but they bring the pain by adding vibratos at phrase endings too, making differences in intonation and more pronounced syllables, really bringing this notion of nostalgia, pain, or suffering. Jungkook's falsetto has quite a bit of briefness compared to Jimin's high note. In this ending, V comes in to bring some serenity. He pulls to the lower register, along with Jimin's parallel. In this high note, that is the high net emotion, but V comes in a lower range with his characteristic quite rounded voice at a medium volume without much interpretation, pulling precisely for serenity, a withdrawal at the end, very well constructed. Ending with just the two. And now at the end, the notes are really very high. The top ones, Jimin's he did in falsetto. The interpretation here was well thought out. They explored very well the variety of their timbres within the interpretations they make of the songs. It was well thought out, interesting. So if you liked this analysis, leave your comment and your like down below, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. Check down below the link to the BTS playlist, where I have videos of all the boys solo and group songs. Check it out down below. Subscribe to the channel also to see more videos. Consider supporting down below with financial support in the first pinned comment, the PayPal link or the Super Thanks button. Alright, see you.